Hey there, it's Tim. Welcome back to my channel, and I have 29 questions for grown-ups. I'm trying out a different lighting thing this time, so hopefully I don't look too ridiculous. I gave you a nice background too, so let's go ahead and jump right in. These are 29 questions for grown-ups, so I read through them once, but I don't really remember what any of them are, so let's just see what they are. Number 1, what bill do you hate to pay the most? Honestly, I think my rent is really rough. It's $9.50, which is kind of high. It's about as much as I can afford. And honestly, I probably can't even afford that, but I make do with the 2 jobs. So I think that when my lease is up, I'll probably have to move, but it's just really, it's a lot to spend on rent for a 1-bedroom apartment. When was the last time you had a romantic dinner? Gosh, I don't know. I've gone on dates, but it was never super romantic. I'll probably just say that I cooked dinner with someone, which is kind of romantic, and that was maybe a year ago. What do you really want to be doing? I should have prepared a little bit more instead of just reading these live on the video. What do I really want to be doing? I don't really know what context that's looking for, but I will say that I was probably the happiest my senior year of college because I was in a dance company, I was performing on the university color guard, I was coaching a high school color guard, I was in the school musical, I was surrounded by friends, I had my own apartment with my sister. I just really loved life. So I think that with that being said, I really just want to be surrounded by music and performing and being active and friends. How many colleges did you attend? 1. Why did you choose the shirt you have on now? Well, I have a burgundy and gray Argyle sweater that's from the Goodwill. I had it in one of my hauls not too long ago. I'm wearing it because it's that time of the year where it's really freezing in the morning and then by the afternoon it's too warm for a jacket, so I figured a nice light sweater would be pretty good. What are your thoughts on gas prices right now? I don't really pay them any mind. I don't drive normally, and when I rent a car, there's nothing I can really do about it. I used to be very particular, like I always knew what they were, I always knew where the cheap one was, I would drive around and try to find the cheapest one. It's just not worth it. I'm just gonna go to the nearest gas station, fill up or whatever, and return the rental car. So I don't really have any thoughts on gas prices. What is your first thought when the alarm goes off in the morning? It's usually already. What's the last thought you have before you go to bed? I don't know. Lately I've been falling asleep on the couch watching Disney movies, so I'm sure my last thought is something like, I'm still listening, it's fine, I know what's going on. If I'm actually going to bed, my last thought, I'm usually probably thinking about stuff that happened that day or what my goals are for the next day. Actually, what I tend to do is I try to think about what I've done that day that I'm proud of, or like steps forward, because I'm very goal oriented, and so even little things like I did the dishes today, or you know, I caught up on an episode of that show, or I read a chapter, whatever it is. I always try to look for those things to be proud of, and you know, the positivity of my day. So that's probably what I think about before I go to bed. Do you miss being a child? Not really. I kind of miss that feeling of my parents are taking care of me, so I'm fine and I want for nothing. Definitely took it for granted when I was growing up, but I don't really miss being a child. What errand or chore do you despise the most? I kind of like chores, really. I think honestly I don't like taking out the trash or the recycling just as it's kind of a pain to put my shoes on and walk to the nearest dumpster. The recycling is across the apartment complex, so that's really more of a pain. Maybe opening bills, I'm really bad, or mail in general, I'm really bad at getting my mail, so I don't know that I hate it, but it's definitely the one I do the least often. Up early or sleep in? Definitely prefer to sleep in, but starting work at 6 a.m. I do wake up early, and then on the weekends I've been tending to wake up naturally pretty early too, which does feel productive, so I would prefer to sleep in, but I'm not very good at it. Have you found love yet? What's your favorite lunch meat? turkey, but I'm going to say pepper turkey, actually. What do you get every time at Walmart? I don't go very often. I don't go at all in Portland just because there aren't any that are very convenient. The last time I was at Walmart, I know that I picked up a couple of storage totes. They used to have like cookies that I really liked, like these cinnamon dunker cookies that were pretty good. Honestly, it's probably King's Hawaiian rolls because I get those every time I go to the store anyway, regardless of what I'm there for. So I'm going to say King's Hawaiian rolls. The beach or the lake? Not super outdoorsy. I'm going to go with the lake though, because jet skis and camping. I hate camping, but you know, s'mores and hot dogs, family. I spend more time with my family at the lake than I do at the ocean or the beach, so I'm just going to say the lake. Is marriage overrated? No, I don't think so. I wouldn't say that. I want to be married, so tell your friends. Have you ever crashed your vehicle? 3 vehicles, actually. What is the strangest place you've ever brushed your teeth? I don't know. Honestly, if I'm not at home, I'm usually pretty bad at brushing my teeth, so yeah. What is somewhere you've never been but want to go? I really want to go to Ireland. I'm Irish and German. I know I don't really look it, but that's what I am. Unless my parents want to admit something to me later. But I would love to go to Ireland. I think it's beautiful. I love their accents. And I think it'd be really fun to look into my family history. I also want to go to Canada. At this point in your life, would you want to start a new career? I'm only 30. And I don't know that where I'm at is where I'm going to be forever. I would really like to turn this into a career that is long-term and to, you know, find my niche and really grow that and whatnot. I just don't think it's really practical in 2017 for people to retire from the company or the industry even that they're currently working in. I just think that's kind of old. I think that's old. I think that's an old way of living, and a lot of people are really into new adventures and whatnot. So I don't know. What did the question say? Would you want to start your career? I don't want to start over. Like, I really like the type of work that I'm doing, so I wouldn't want to necessarily start brand new in a new field or a new industry. So no. But I don't think that, you know, that's never say never, but right now I'm good. How old are you? 35 or 30. Sorry. The person I printed this from actually still has their answers, and he was 35, but I'm 30. Do you have a go-to person? Oh, sure. I mean, it kind of depends on what it is. Usually Tim or Rhonda are my go-to people. My family, of course. It just kind of depends on what it is, I guess. I have my work go-to people and my family go-to people and my I'm born on a Sunday, hang out with me go-to people. Are you where you want to be in life? No. I think that I'm on the right track. And I have a lot to be proud of. Like, I live alone, I work really hard, and I do well in both of my jobs, and I have a lot of possessions and things that I wanted, but I would love to not have to work 2 jobs to support myself, and I would love to find a partner, and, you know, I'd love to spend more time with people that I really care about and really foster some of those relationships. So there's definitely a lot that I want to do. I'm not really content with where I'm at right now, but I'm content with the progress that I'm making and the direction that I'm going. And let's not even forget the elephant in the room with my money issues, like budgeting and paying down debt. Like, I'm not where I want to be there either. I want to be debt-free. So that should have been the first thing I said, actually. Growing up, what was your favorite cartoon? I loved Rugrats, I loved Hey Arnold, I loved Recess. I kind of stopped watching cartoons as I got into high school. As Told by Ginger was kind of fun. I'll just say Hey Arnold. I really liked Hey Arnold a lot. What do you think has changed about you since you were a teenager? I've gained some weight. Growing up, my friends used to be like, Tim, because I was a little bit thinner back then, my friends were like, your metabolism's going to catch up with you. Because I would eat whatever I wanted, as much as I wanted. Tons of sweets, tons of fast food. And when I was in college, I was a dance minor, and I was very active. And so while I was never in really great shape, I was fine. But definitely, in my 20s, since moving to Portland and becoming less active, I've put on some pounds. My doctor wants me to lose like 20 pounds, so that's one thing. I've gained weight, of course. We all have since high school. But I think that I'm a lot less judgmental and more open-minded. I used to think that I was open-minded and non-judgmental, but yeah. And I was pretty dramatic, and I was pretty obnoxious. Like, I read my old LiveJournal posts, and I just can't handle the person that I was. I don't know how I had friends. But I think that I'm a little bit more positive now, and that I just kind of look on the bright side a little bit more. Looking back at high school, were they the best years of your life? No, not at all. I loved high school, but I would never go back and do it again. I also loved college, and I loved my time in Portland when I worked in hotels as a manager. And my next phase, my latest phase of life has kind of been the last couple of years where I've moved away from hotels and I'm focusing on this other business. Doing hotels on the side, of course. Can't let that go. But the different phases of life, I think each one gets better than the last. And so I would say right now is actually the best time of my life. I've grown up a lot, and I think that that's pretty exciting. Are there times you still feel like a kid? You know, it's really fun to be nostalgic. Like, I'm really into rereading the Harry Potter books right now and watching old school Disney movies, and I actually want to start playing The Sims again, which, you know, I did in middle and high school and university. So I think that I'm finding ways to reconnect with my youth, and it's fun to be nostalgic. And of course, my throwback shelf, maybe I'll do another video in a moment and give you the tour of that. But while I am having a great time reminiscing and remembering the good old days, I wouldn't necessarily say that I feel like a kid again. I think that I have moments, but I'm an adult. I'm a man. It's weird to say I'm an adult, though. I can't wrap my head around the fact that I'm an adult. Like, did you have a pager? No. I think that they were just before my time. I came out right around the brick cell phones into the flip phones when they were cool, the razors, etc. So pagers were just before my time. And the last question, were you the type of kid you'd want your children to hang out with? I don't have any children. I think so, though. If I had kids, or my niece is a really good one to think about, I think that I was the type of kid that I would want my youngins to hang out with. I was kind of a goody-goody, pretty polite, never really got into much trouble, kind of kept to myself. Like, I'd like to think that I was a good friend. Maybe that's how I had friends. I was probably a good friend growing up. So, yeah, I would absolutely say that my niece or my kids, if I ever have them, should hang out with somebody like me. So those were the 29 questions. I just found that on Facebook and printed it off. I thought it'd be kind of fun. And they were different questions, you know, than you normally see in these types of things. So I will put them below just in case anybody wants to answer them for themselves. I'm not going to tag anybody, but I would love to see some of you answering these 29 questions. Sorry about that, my phone ran out of storage right at the end of the video, so it's pretty good timing. But I will go ahead and say farewell. The questions will be noted below, so if you would like to participate, I will just tag you, and I would love to check it out. Until next time, I will see you in my next video.